choir in the church, and that's when I became a member of the church, and et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, so that's 1950. So now you said at 19 you went to Mahalia. So if you was 14 in 1950, so that's 5 years later. So that was in 1955. How did you end up in Chicago in 1955?
Okay, what happened was Mahalia's father died, and they had a funeral. They had his funeral in New Orleans. Well, because Mahalia's from here, so they had his funeral. I was in a trio, and like I said, I never did like to sing by myself. I was always skeptical about singing because I didn't think I could sing. So I was in a trio, but in the trio, I had a lead part, and so they at that time they asked us to sing at her father's funeral, and I sang at her father's funeral, and I sang the lead part. And at 19, I decided I wanted to leave New Orleans, because New Orleans is an enabler place. They make kids enable, so everybody is, kids are the primary being in the world. So they do everything for kids. I wanted to leave home because, my mother, everybody do everything for kids. I didn't like the atmosphere anymore. So I decided I'm going to be grown, and I'm 19, and I leave home and I go to Chicago. When I went to Chicago, I was in the YMCA, or whatever that is, Young Women's Thing, and I called Mahalia. And so I told her that I had left home, that I wanted to leave my mama and get away out of that atmosphere, and I was in Chicago. So she said to me, where are you? I said, I'm in the Y. Oh, girl, your mama wants you to know why. Come on here and live in my house. She had, what we call brownstones. It was 27 Prairie in Chicago. That was her address. She said, come live. I have a brownstone, whatever. Come on, live with me. So that's what I did. I went to her house, and I lived on the second floor. But Mahalia was the type of person that the two things she loved to do all the time was cook and eat and talk. So I was never in my second floor apartment. I was always in hers because she just liked cooking and talking and eating. She took me as a daughter, under her wings. She said, your mama want you to know why. Come on live with me. And I did. So I lived with her, but naturally because I was so spoiled, I didn't make it. I stayed with her maybe not quite a year because, things, she said, but while you with me, I'm going to make a woman out of you. You're going to be spoiled like more. You're going to go out here and get you a job. So I was in Chicago, living with her, going out there looking for a job. So I said, well, you know what? This is too much for me. I'm going back home. So, being so spoiled, I left Chicago and went back home with my mother. And that's how I came to live with her. Because, she said, when I called her, she said, you the one that led that song? I said, well, I had a part. She said, no. She said, oh, God, girl, you can sing. I said, well, I can. She said, yes. Come on, live in my house. And that's what I did.
Oh, wow.
And that's how I was concerned.
So at this time, okay, so this is about 1955. So you're 19. So you've already left Second Baptist and you've already joined Frank Williams' group. Now, was there anything else that you was doing musical? Like, did you start a group, or was you playing for any other churches, or was you recording at any time between the age of 19?
Because see, what happened? Second Baptist was such a popular church, and we had a broadcast. And at that time, when basically, whites didn't come around. Black and white didn't mix. But our broadcast was so popular until it would be packed out every Sunday.